At Sarah Barshop with a terrific report, and Shefty has more on a name to keep an eye on. Shefty.
Well, Greeny, there actually are a few names to keep an eye on the Rams coaching staff. Chris Shula, their defense coordinator, Aubrey Pleasant. But the man featured there, Nate Schulhouse, is somebody that is considered a rising head coaching candidate. And there are people in the Rams organization who believe that within a few years, he will be one of the next descendants to fall off the Sean McVay coaching tree to become a head coach in the National Football League.
All right, so we'll wait and see about that. In the meantime, of more immediate significance, huge game for the division today. The winner at Levi Stadium will have a better than 50% shot to win the division, according to our analytics. On the other end, the team that loses will be under 20% to win the division. 19 for the Rams, 18 for the 49ers. So as we sometimes say, what's at stake? Everything. Lindsay Theory is in San Francisco. Lindsay, you talked to the Rams about how this offense is clicking. What did they tell you?
Sean McVay tells me that Matthew Stafford is playing like a quarterback who is in total command. Now at 37 years old, Stafford is arguably playing some of the best football of his career. His 9 passing touchdowns over the last 2 games are the most by a Rams QB in a 2-game span in the team's history. I spoke with receiver Davante Adams about his quarterback, and I asked him, I said, Davante, 37 years old, what are you seeing from Stafford? Adams deadpan, he said, 37 or 38? 38 when he takes off running. That's what he looks like. But otherwise, he absolutely looks 37. He's still out there slinging it. And Adams would know. He's been on the receiving end recently of many of those passes. He's coming off a 3-touchdown performance. I asked McVay how that's possible between Stafford and Adams, seeing as Adams had kind of a relatively slow start to his Rams tenure. McVay telling me that it's just continuous work between those two guys to get on the same page. And one more note here for the Rams as they gear up to make a second half run. They turn today to a new kicker, Harrison Mevis. He's known to some as the thicker kicker, listed at 6 feet and 245. Shot his first start in the NFL after playing in the UNFL in Greeny. It really could come down to him. These Rams-Niners matchups really do have a tendency to be decided in the final minutes.
Lindsay, that is outstanding. It all could come down to the thicker kicker. In San Francisco.
It was an issue in the last game.
But let's go back to the other one, because we talked early this season of Davante Adams and Matthew Stafford maybe taking a little time to get on the same page. But boy, have they now. What are you seeing?
As Lindsay talked about a work in progress, earlier in the season he was on our countdown cam, and you know, one thing that I left him, hey man, what do you have for us today? You got something for us today? Yeah, you'll see. One thing about what Davante Adams brought to this table is how effective this man has been in the red zone. And I talk each and every week. We just got done doing the You Got Maul segment, and how the You Got Maul segment was built about is what I was able to do is take the basketball game to the football field. You know, Davante Adams can do that too. Well, one thing about it, in the red zone, well, we got to show you some of his hoop. Jumping from the box, one leg with one hand, Davante Adams. Soaring for y'all, man. It's the wide receiver for the LA Rams right there. And when I talk about being able to transition the game of basketball to the football field down in the red zone, this is the crossover right here. Being subtle, and then you cross the defender up and then going out here to make the catch. This was last week against the New Orleans Saints. Well, let's put him on the same side. Well, let's put a longer defender on him. Watch this crossover, ladies and gentlemen. Now he just crosses him up and hits him on the inside. So, well, like I said, bringing a guy like Davante Adams to the LA Rams because he knows how to play in the red zone. And I'm going to give you a stat. This man has 7 catches in the red zone, low red that is, with 7 touchdowns. You're talking about a man being in the zone. 7 catches, 7 touchdowns for Matthew Stafford in this offense. I like what I'm seeing out of the LA Rams, and they're staying below the radar. Watch out for the LA Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thrower of the football is Matthew Stafford, period, in the NFL.
Yes.
Just not even close. This guy is absolutely absurd.
Over Aaron Rodgers?
The way over anybody, not even close.
Okay.
This guy, I mean, he's done it for years, and the ball placement, like you say, Davante Adams comes over. Just what he needs.
Look at that.
A good number 2 receiver. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
But he is pitching it everywhere. I don't think I've ever seen him play better. I mean, he is absolutely on fire.
I think you're spot on, especially with a clean pocket, right? This guy can throw it better than anybody when the pocket's clean, and they basically swap out Devontae Adams for Cooper Kupp. It looks brilliant at this point, right? These guys look like they've been playing together for years. But on the other side of the ball for the Niners, I mean, the job that Kyle Shanahan has done and Robert Saleh with this team has been unbelievable. I mean, how many injuries did this team have to suffer, and yet they still just keep winning games, and all pros, right? I mean, obviously you're missing Bosa and Warner. Ayuk hasn't played at all this year. Oh, by the way, your starting quarterback you just gave a new contract to, Purdy, obviously missed a bunch of times, and all this team does is win. But they won by the skin of their teeth the last time these two teams played down in L.A. Now they're at home. I just can't help but think, like, how much more magic do they have? How much more duct tape does Kyle Shanahan have to keep this team together? He's going to need it today. But obviously he seems to have he seems to have McVay's number, right? These two have matched up so much, and Kyle's just seemed to always be a step ahead. So this is a fascinating game. Can't wait to watch this one.
And you lose players like, Fred Warner, and Tatum Bethune comes in, and the kid looks good. I mean, he's averaging 12.5 tackles a game, been playing well. I really look at coaching staffs, and then when the injuries happen and then the depth comes in, is there any drop-off? And really, there isn't a huge drop-off in terms of, especially I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers. Mac Jones, I got to give him credit. I got to give him credit for what he's done. He's sitting there. I mean, the last Ram game, he's dry heaving on the way to the sideline because he's physically ill or whatever it is. It looks like he's always ill for some reason. I don't know with Mac Jones, but I'm telling you, Rams defense, if you just get this offense off a schedule, Mac Jones, his QBR is 7, all right, out of 100 when it comes to dealing with pressure. Pretty bad. That's a bad number, okay? Guys, that's a bad number. Yeah. It's not a good number. Okay,
he stays on schedule a lot, though.
Listen, get up there, disrupt that timing. I want to see Mac Jones extend a play once in a while because that's when the problems start.
It's blown me away because you know me, I've been critical of Mac Jones his whole career. I do the old pea shooter Jones. But that's what I remember, him being under fire and all of a sudden he can't handle it and he makes bad decisions. But you got to give Shanahan and them credit. They personally, they wanted this guy even in the draft, and he looks like a completely different quarterback. And to me, that's just coaching. Coaching matters. You talk about the job Saleh's done. Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Great game today in the NFC West. In the meantime, there is some news to report this morning of the sad variety, and Adam Schefter has the latest on that. Schefter.
Bringing sad news out of Chevy Chase, Maryland this morning. Former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue has passed away at the age of 84. His family announced this morning the cause of death was heart failure complicated by Parkinson's disease. When we look back at Paul Tagliabue's run as commissioner, it was a historic, legendary one that landed him in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2020. He helped grow the game internationally, fitting that they're playing a game internationally today, the first game in Berlin. Paul Tagliabue was behind that movement. He helped grow 20 stadiums built across the country. And of course, he ushered in the new era of big money TV contracts. And additionally, in one of the huge memorable decisions of his run as commissioner, he postponed games the week after 9/11, which was the right decision and one that he looked back on later during his tenure as saying it was one of the great decisions that he had made while he was the commissioner of the National Football League. Condolences to his family, his friends. Paul Tagliabue passed away this morning at the age of 84. Much more coming up on Sunday NFL Countdown.
Bây giờ mình sẽ nối tiếp màu xanh đã.
Curry.